Okay, this is story time. This one, I think I'm gonna name this what God used, what the enemy used for evil, God will turn around for good. So I have this story that I feel like that I should tell, and the reason of me telling this is so that I can show people that during your journey, you know you may come across people that tend to be frauds or scammers or whatever the case may be full of it. And this story is to show you that, because I'm pretty sure you will come across these people who's going to get your hopes up and stuff like that, how God will turn what they did for evil and turn it around for good. So I had went to I was supposed to be going to LA. So I went to LA. This was back in the end of June. And so this woman, she was telling me that, they was having this uh, where I could be able to sell my books and, promoting myself. And I've always wanted to be in LA. I always say that, my dream was to be famous when I was younger. And so when I wrote my book, I made it where I'm talking to a psychologist, but I'm making it where they falling in love. And the reason that I did that, if you go back to all my early interviews, I said that's what Hollywood would want them to do. But everything that I'm telling him are truthful things. So I was supposed to went to LA probably about 3 years ago, but I didn't. I didn't go. So, here's the chance to be able to go. And so this woman, she was like, if you pay, you could pay for your table and you just have your business cards. You could speak if you want to. And I'm just excited at the fact that, I'm like doing interviews, and now I'm about to step out, I feel like, I'm upgraded, you know what I'm saying? But I was kind of a little scared. So I trusted her. I'm like, she seemed like she's cool. She's an author too. And she's up under these author pages, So go on and do that. Booked my hotel, got my little flight or whatnot. I'm ready. Hit my daughter, we wound up doing my business cards because I gotta go professional. I ain't even have no business card, so I got my little business card. I let my daughter, do the designs and stuff like that of what she think that it would look like. And so I think that was a great opportunity as well. So I tell her all the time, we ain't doing nothing but building memories, because one day we're going to look back at these moments, and I appreciate you so much for that. I really, really do, because she's been down with me since day one, And so, we get the business cards, and I got the little thank you bags, and, she did the little, what the size of the book would be so we could make sure it was perfect. I got me some pens, to the thank you pens with inspirational. I mean, I was going down there all decked out. Plus, it was the, what was it? The, BET Award weekend. Oh, they were about to tell me nothing. I already got a whole bunch of clothes that I've never worn. So they always joke with me and tell me I better not go get nothing else because my closet, I got so many clothes that I haven't worn. So I didn't even have to worry about that. I was about to be sugar sharp. I already knew I was, So I got that. What else did I have? And then my publishers, I had the flyers for that too. So, I'm ready. I'm at work. Every time I'm camped down, I'm like, I'm about to be in LA. You know what I'm saying? That was motivating me while I was at work. So time's coming. And it's here. So like a couple of days before it came, I'm asking, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure out like what we doing. And I never heard that from her, right? So I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to go to LA. Like, I don't know. But I was like, I'm not going to jump in her inbox again. I still got this opportunity that I'm downtown. The BET Awards is at the, it's down, I guess the Microsoft Theater. So they downtown somewhere. So I'm like, although I feel like if maybe she'll text back, message back or whatnot, but I'm thinking to myself like, I still have the opportunity to, see something with the BET Awards weekend and try to push my book there. So head to the day of, about to go to the airport. And I was supposed to have had a 45 minute layover in Charlotte. And I was flying out from here in Lexington, Kentucky, my hometown. So, about 12 o'clock, I'm over there watching YouTube. I got to be up at 5. My plane's going to leave out at 7. I'm supposed to be in LA at 11 o'clock, So I had wound up, so going back, I had somebody that was going to meet me in LA. So people know that I have dreams that come true. Most dreams come true. So, going before that, I'm scared as well because, I have these dreams. I had this dream that, it was these tall buildings. I tell them that it was like Cincinnati, but much taller. And it was like I was at the corner, and it was like a police on the corner too. But it was a man across the street, and he started shooting. And I woke up. I mean, I was just so scared. So before, going, I was about to back out because I'm like, this girl, she's bull crapping. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm scared of this dream. So one of my best friends, she had messaged a prophet and a prophetess, and this woman, she's a dreamer as well. And, she was like, just read Psalms 23. And I'm telling them, I'm like, I'm so scared, I'm terrified. But I got this person that, I'm telling them, I'm like, I'm about to be in LA, since I didn't go 3 years earlier. And he was like, you won't, I would come. I want to see, whatever you're doing and stuff. And I was like, well, okay. But in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, like, I really don't. Because every time I try to get somebody to go with me, it seems like nothing never happens. Like, it's like, I don't know. Even my daughter, I was going to let her go. But I told her, I was like, nah, I think maybe this is the journey where I have to go by myself, So he's saying he's going, and I'm kind of happy because, this dream, I'm scared, and not thinking, if it's going to happen there or at work, because the dream happened like last year. And so he's going, and right before he comes, I get this, I'm cleaning my room up, and I find this letter. And this letter was just, I don't want to go into details, but it was just basically like, this person shouldn't come, And I'm like, try to ignore it because I'm just like, oh, okay. But just deep down inside, I feel like I was about to, disobey God. And so, coming the night of, me about to leave out, 12, I'm watching stuff on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And I had seen it. Anybody in Chicago, if y'all ever see this is no disrespect, but it was talking about something in Chicago. So I was like, why is Chicago? I didn't use no YouTube. Why is Chicago so wicked, right? And then I just started watching all these videos. And then it's like 2 o'clock, I woke up. And that's from 12, 2 o'clock, I woke up. Bullcrap, y'all died. I got an email talking about your plane you got switched to Chicago, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Oh, no. So my plane, I was supposed to be going to Charlotte. I'm now having to go to Chicago after I'm just asking why. And I'm just like, if I wanted to go to Chicago and do a layover, I would have picked Chicago. So I wound up, having to have like, I think a 9-hour layover then. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's cool. I'll just get there later in the day, So I gets to Chicago. About time the plane's about to go. Boom, delayed. And I'm just like, okay, it's just about another hour or so. Waiting, boom, delayed. And I'm just like, and this person that is, supposed to be meeting me, he's there. And I'm like, well, the plane keep getting delayed, boom, delayed. And I'm just like, okay, come on, God. I mean, boom, rebook. I'm just like, I don't want to be here in Chicago. So the person's done. I'm like, look, I'm stuck here in this airport. And my friends, my friends and family, they was like, Crystal, maybe you need to come back, and I'm so scared. And they didn't even know, I didn't even want them to know that that this woman had bullcrapped me, because I didn't want them to look at me as, like, don't be trusting people, because I have to do things and not make them scared. And I'm trying not to be scared as well. I'm having these dreams and stuff like that. Although I'm not thinking this dream, my dreams make me scared. And it depends on what kind of dream that it is, because not all dreams, it's the ones that feel most real, So you got your dreams. I got this little sign from God, and then these planes keep delaying. And I was like, well, maybe there's somebody in this airport that I must give this book to. And, I never really talked about my book, about basically, I'll tell you, betrayal and, heartbreak, all that. But this book, I never felt really comfortable of speaking on it, because I would be on other people's platforms. But it's about me, how God stopped me and used other people to stop me from having abortions. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, well, maybe there's somebody in here that need this book. I mean, the book is not, it got a lot of things that can help a person. So I'm like, well, maybe somebody in her needs this, this book. Maybe this is God's way. So I'm even asking this person that's in LA, I'm like, well, do you think God is saying something, and he was like, well, what do you think he's saying? A part of me was like, and then the book, but I never said that to him. I was just like, I don't know. So I'm having to stay there. He's in LA. And I started passing my books out. And I seen some people was trying to give me money. I was like, no, you just keep it. I ain't going to be able to, do nothing. Anyways, I'm stuck here. And so I spent the night. I had my little bags. I know for a fact I had 3 bags left. And I'm sleeping on my luggage. I should have went to the hotel, but I figured I'd stay there. And I stayed there, and I woke up, y'all, and I had 2 bags left. I said, somebody that took that 1 bag, but that person that took that 1 bag, they probably promote me like no other. And they probably needed it. They probably needed it the most. But I met some nice people, and I hope this guy, Michael, he worked there. A few people worked there. I met a woman named Miss Rose. It was other people that was supposed to be going to LA with me. I've met so many nice people. So the next morning comes, I'm still, and I only took 20 books with me. 20 books, yeah. So I wound up the next morning, they kept talking about I'm going to do this, do that. My flights kept going back and forth, back and forth. I was supposed to leave out at 7 in the afternoon, right? So, in the evening. So, when the plane came, it kept going from 7 to 8:30 and so I wound up about to catch the flight, and my flight had left. I'm about to walk over there to the gate, and because it said 8:30, so it was like 7, and Michael was like, well, yeah, they kept switching it. He was like, and I was saying, he was like, I'm going to get you on the next flight. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to be stuck here. I'm just going to go back home. And I got to fly out. Y'all, I did not get to LA until 1 o'clock in the morning Sunday. And I'm having to leave. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I know a tear had dropped out of my eye. Because I'm just like, there is no way. I feel like, I'm like, God, I know I made a mistake. I'm trying to do this for you. I'm trying to spread this word. But I didn't give this book out to so many people. Get to LA. I done missed the BET Awards. I mean, there's nothing. So but going back, the guy that's, at LA, I had to call the hotel, let him in, I had to give him his name and stuff. So he was allowed to, go into my room and stuff like that, because, I'm basically paying for something I'm not in, so might as well. So I get there. I'm just like sad. I'm just like, this can't be. This woman that got me on, I'm down here. I gotta leave tomorrow, And so the next day came, well, it was Sunday, 1 o'clock. So about 12, me and him, we went to go get something to eat. And, he was leaving at 3. And I was just so scared because, this dream. And I'm about to be here by myself, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. So I was like, well, I need a cigarette. So I had to go buy a pack of cigarettes. That's how bad my anxiety was. Because I'm like, I am going to be down here by myself. I can absolutely not do this. So, I get my pack of cigarettes. I started smoking my cigarettes. So, y'all, I'm battling a demon, an addiction demon. And, I'm trying my best. And so he leaves and I'm in my hotel room. And I'm like, I have to go out there. I have to go out there. Like, this fair, And I got my little one bag. I had one bag. And, it had my card, my business card, the pen, and the my Dorrance publishing, paper. And I goes outside, and I was like, I'm about to find somebody black. I was trying to find a black woman. And I walked down, couldn't find nobody. I seen a black man. He was in the car smoking, right? So when I turned back around, he was shooting across the street. I was like, oh my goodness, and I don't want to make it look like I don't know where I'm at. So I'm trying to, and I'm downtown, so I'm trying to make it look like I'm not lost. So I go down the street, then I turn, and then I turn again, scared out of my mind. Do you hear me? So scared. And so I'm about to go back to my hotel. Couldn't find not one black woman. Do you hear me? And right when I was going to turn to get to my hotel, to get to the next street, I see this car. And on this car, it had this a filming thing on there. And so I'm looking with my little bag, and I'm like, what is that? So I crossed the street, right? And when I crossed the street, I ended up, it was this Mexican man, and I'm asking him, like, what are they doing? He's like, they are recording, they filming a commercial, a Lexus commercial. And I was like, a Lexus commercial? He was like, yeah. So he was like, he said, you could go up there and watch. So I walk I walk up some, and I'm looking, and they over there cutting, and I'm just looking like amazed, and all my fears had disappeared, because now I'm calling my cousin through FaceTime. I'm like, look at this, what I'm saying? Like, I was just so amazed, because I've never witnessed this, And so a woman walked up, and she's like, if you ever get bored, just cross across the street, and go that way. You can't walk down. And I was like, nah, it's okay. I was like, I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I'm an author. I found this amazing. And, it's not registering. And she's over here saying cut, and somebody else said cut, and they redoing stuff over. And I'm just like, I done got so comfortable. I got back to the corner, and I'm sitting down, and there was this man, and he kept being by me. And he was saying that on his shirt, which I wound up seeing a little later, it was like, Chris Black changed my life. And that was, didn't pay nothing. He was like by me and walking, and I'm just, and I wound up standing up, getting back over, and the woman, she's talking to me, and, and then, I was there so long, y'all, that the people was coming over there asking me if they were still filming. And I was like, I don't know, And she was like, well, you've been here so long, you might as well get on the payroll, right? Then the man brought me a bottle of water. It was just like, that moment, I was just living in the moment. So I wound up seeing the man's shirt, Chris Black changed my life. So I looked at him, and I Googled. Someone said, Google's Chris Black. And it was like screenwriter, television producer. And my cousin was like, Crystal, give him the book. And I was so scared. Like, I was scared of rejection. I was so scared because I was going to walk up to him and I was like, if I do it, they going to think I'm too hood, you know, because I was going to walk up to him smooth, say, you know, I see that you said Chris Black changed your life, and I was wondering who Chris Black is, because since he changed your life, I was wondering if he could change mine. My name is Crystal Mitchell, woo, woo, woo. But I was like, oh my goodness, they ain't going, hey, that's going to be, I was just too scared. I feel like it was more so a rejection, and maybe they wouldn't like my presentation of me coming. But I mean, I could only be me, you know what I'm saying? So after that, my cousin kept saying, Crystal, give him the book. I could not. And then it was over. So the people's walking, they packing their stuff up, and I'm looking, and the woman came back and was like, you know, you can walk through. And I was like, I can. And then she was like, yeah. So I'm walking through and they pick it up. And I mean, I'm actually like all in all, like, oh my goodness. In that moment, it's like God let me see a part of something that I've always dreamed of. You know, and I don't know if this will make sense, but it's just like God was like, okay, you keep going and look what can happen, you know. And and then they wind up giving me some food and stuff like that. I mean, and these people probably looking at me like, what the heck is she? But they probably don't even realize that moment meant so much to me, knowing that I've been stuck at an airport for 20 something plus hours. You know, supposed to be in LA at 11 o'clock Friday. Didn't get there until 1 in the morning. You know, this woman, I was supposed to be doing a speaking engagement and selling my books, wound up having to give away so many books for free, you know, but to actually be able to then give my book to people in the film industry, you know. And so the woman left, and then the man, they was packing up, the dude with the Chris Black shirt, they left. They was packing up, and I was like, well, I'm going to just leave this bag right here. And she wound up coming back, and she was like, Crystal, you know, it gets a little crazy down here at nighttime. You know, I don't want you to. And I was like, oh, I'm just over on the next street. And I was just like, can I give you this? And she was like, what is it? And I was like, my book. And she was like, well, what is it about? I said, well, you know, it's to inspire others, letting people know that no matter how hard life gets, it's to always have faith in God. I said, I dreamed my brother's death years before it happened. And it's to let people know that, you know, all the things that happen in life tend to be all the ingredients of what you needed for you to become who you are to become. Hey, y'all, I did my thing with my pitch. You hear me? And it was like I was more comfortable with her because, you know, me and her was talking throughout. You know, we was engaging while she was working. And so she was like, yeah, you did tell me you was off. So she took my book. And, you know, I thanked them and stuff like that. The Mexican man, I thanked him, you know, and I wound up giving him my business card too. And I wound up leaving. And when I left, I got to my hotel and I was so happy. When I got to my hotel, I was so happy. And it wasn't until I was looking through, because I was taking pictures and stuff down there. It wasn't until I had went through my pictures is when I was looking. And I was on the corner, and there was the police. And so, due to the dream of me being on a corner and there was a police and then somebody was shooting, the devil sometimes manipulates my dreams. And anybody that's a dreamer, or, you know, whatever you want to call yourself, can understand, can understand what I'm saying. So because of that dream was making me so scared to even want to go out there, because I was by myself, I could have missed out on the opportunity to give my book to the people in the film industry. And I look at it as what the enemy used for evil, God will turn around for good. So it's to let you know that through your process, you're going to run into some people that's not going to be meaning you well, but you got to keep pressing. So me being stuck at Chicago, I bet, hey, it was some nice people there, you know, and although I didn't want to go, I'm thankful that I was there. And I know that God delayed me for a reason. And I have to trust his delays. I'm learning to trust more and not trying to rush things, because only he knows best. You know, he could have been saving me from something, saving me from someone. And I'm thinking, for that moment. And then I leave the next day, got to come back home, then get stuck in Texas, had to spend the night, but that time I went to the hotel. So this is showing you that I had 20 books. It was supposed to be in LA. My books was delivered in LA, they was delivered in Chicago, and they was delivered in Texas. And so, what that woman did for evil, God turned it around for good, and God delayed my flight. And I'm thankful for all that. So this is to motivate you that whenever something bad happens, don't worry about it. God sees. And I just wanted to share that story with you all.